the family sits down together to eat. This is your social distance when you're out in the market. Prosperous and strong for you. So my hair is clipped from Laddus hugging it. We hug. Hello there.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hello.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Hello.
Hello,
Hi,
ma'am.
ma'am.
How
Hi,
are you,
ma'am.
girls and boys?
Ma'am.
How
Hi,
many boys?
ma'am.
I'm fine.
Hi, ma'am.
We are fine. How
Three
are
boys
you?
and two
Ma'am,
girls.
I'm
अब
great.
equal.
Thank you.
अब तो
How
आज
are you?
इक्वल हो गया. आज इक्वल हो गया. हाँ, आज आप इक्वल हो गया. आरुष इक्वल हो गया. कृष्णा
Yes, ma'am.
एंड सुभजीत.
Yes, ma'am.
आज थोड़े आप नॉटी
Yes,
बॉयज
ma'am.
लग रहे हैं. आप थोड़े आज नॉटी बॉयज लग रहे हैं. आप नॉटी बॉयज हैं? नहीं है
No.
नॉटी
ma'am.
बॉयज से. कृष्णा आप नॉटी नहीं है. आरुष आप भी नहीं है.
No, ma'am.
लग तो रहा है थोड़े से आप नॉटी हैं. और गर्ल्स नॉटी नहीं लग रही. दीपिश्री तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं लग रही. Okay, girls, let's introduce each other. Okay, go ahead. Start. Adya. Adya,
Good evening, ma'am.
where is your school? Who are you? Tell me everything.
I am Adya Padhi. I am 12 years old from Balangir, Odisha. I study in class 6 from OAV, Patharchepa, Balangir. My hobby is cycling, dancing, and reading books.
Hey, lovely. Archita, you? Archita?
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Archita Baches and I am 12 years old and I am studying in class 6. My native place is in Assam, Barpeta Road, but I am studying in Holy Angels ISC School in Trivandrum, Kerala. My hobbies are dancing, reading books, and I also love to play badminton. And I'm also studying Abacus in Sip Abacus Vellambalam in Trivandrum, Kerala. And I also have a YouTube channel named Miss Masum, where I make YouTube videos when I'm free.
That's nice. That's your
Thank you,
hobby.
ma'am.
That's
Yes,
your
ma'am.
hobby. Good. And you're wearing a scarf? What are you wearing?
Bo.
A bow, lovely bow.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Dipishri, you?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm Deepshri Rajput. I'm 12 years old and I'm from Pune. I study in class 7 from Hutchins High School and Junior College. And my hobbies are to read and to read books and also to write poems, stories, and essays. I've also written quite a few poems. And yes, ma'am.
Oh, you write also, Dipishri.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
now Arush. Arush, now the boys.
Good evening to one of our present here. I'm Arush Mishra from class 7th. I'm 13 years old. I live in the resident of Qatar and studying in LK Singhania Educational Center, which is in Gotan. My hobbies are to skate, swim, playing badminton, and reading books.
That's lots of nice things. Qatar is at the moment very famous.
Yeah, I guess
What is it famous for?
the places over there is really beautiful
No, about the
and the
news.
tradition.
No, the news.
I don't think I have any idea about it.
नहीं, कतार में दोहा में क्या हुआ था?
I have no clue.
अरे कतार में आजकल क्या हो रहा है? कतार is playing a very proactive role in the.
Oh yeah, the FIFA 21 is held in Qatar. Yeah.
Okay. FIFA भी anything more?
Um. No, I don't know.
Anything more in Qatar? What's happening in Afghanistan?
There's some terrorists in Afghanistan, I think.
You all should read. Don't you? And you have Al Jazeera. You have a channel. You have a very
No,
famous.
I don't have a channel called Al Jazeera.
Qatar में तो Al Jazeera is like a BBC channel. It's a very famous television channel. You don't watch
Yeah.
Al Jazeera?
No.
Bete, all children should watch the news. You should all watch the
Okay, ma'am.
news. It's important. Qatar is at the moment in the world news.
Okay, ma'am.
Of the role it is playing, and many of these meetings are happening in Qatar concerning Afghanistan's formation of the government, whatever comes up. You all children should listen to the news. Otherwise, how will you know? How will you be world citizens if you don't watch the television and the news? At least the news once a week you can listen to your Al Jazeera. You have Al Jazeera. You got the BBC. You got the CNN. You got the internet channels. You can watch Indian channels. We have many Indian good channels. They're all on the internet. The Beyond, that's all world international channels. You should all listen to the news. You are
Okay,
reading
ma'am.
books. You are reading books, you're doing what? But you must, how will you be world citizens if you do not know what's happening around the world? Subhajit, you from Guwahati?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay,
Good
tell me
evening, ma'am.
what is the latest world news these days?
Ma'am, the FIFA 2021 is happening in Qatar, and um, ma'am, also the COVID cases are rising, ma'am, the third wave, in India, ma'am, and ma'am, when was the first wave happening, ma'am? The people were not so aware of COVID-19, ma'am, and when the second wave came, the situation was
Subhajit, what is the world news these days? Krishna, what is the world news these days?
Ma'am, it's on Afghanistan.
What is it?
Ma'am, the Hindus are being driven off from Afghanistan.
What's happened in Afghanistan? Have the Americans
Uh,
left or
ma'am,
are they
the
there?
uh,
Have the American forces left or are they there?
ma'am, they left Afghanistan now.
Adya, you know something? Adya, you raised your hand.
Yes, ma'am. The Taliban over there, they controlled over Kabul airport.
Yes. Archita, you know anything?
Yes, ma'am. Nowadays, the world news is on Taliban itself, ma'am. Taliban.
What's
Yeah.
happened in Afghanistan?
In Afghanistan, that Taliban took force of Afghanistan, and now they have taken over the Kabul airport also.
Who was there before?
Sorry, ma'am.
Who was there before? Before they took control, who were there before? Who have they taken control from?
Uh, I don't know, ma'am.
Okay. Dipishri, you know anything? Dipshri, do you know anything?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I know that the previous president is Ashraf Ghani, and also they are enforcing a law on the girls in Afghanistan that they are supposed to get married at the age of 14, which according to the world law is not right.
Who did they take control from?
Sorry, ma'am.
Who did these people take control from?
Ma'am, from Ashraf Ghani.
Okay. And were there any external forces there?
No, ma'am, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Now, this is my first message is every time, Isha, this will be a message for you too. They have to be these children who come on our book reading, they must come up to date with world news. I will ask them on world news. Isha, it's very evident. They're not keeping track. They're saying they're reading, they're doing, but what happened to the world news? Because when they grow up, they have to remember these are milestones of their lives. And and I think they need to know world news. They need to keep track of the news, and they have to be interested in the current news. So they're reading
Current
books.
affairs, general knowledge, that will be part of our
Ma'am will ask
guidelines here.
anything. I will ask them anything on world news. because you see, this is a very important turning point in world history in the region, and we're all in the region. And these children, it's not as a 12-year-olds, they should know the world news. I'm not sure, they don't listen to radio news, they don't watch television news. So what are they watching? So what do you watch? What do you watch, Adya? What television news do you watch,
Hmm,
Adya?
sometimes I watch G News and Aaj Tak also. Mm.
You must listen to international news. Aaj Tak and Z is fine, but you need to switch on
Then
news.
sometimes also I watch BBC News.
Yes, but you need to have by a rule that you must listen to the BBC News. Some of you want to make it to the UPSC. What is the preparation? If you're not aware of the current news, how will you know? You must get into the habit of listening to the world news. I'm sure you don't read newspapers these days because it's all about the internet, but at least listen to the news. You can listen to the Indian channel, you can listen to the BBC, you can listen to CNN, you can listen to Al Jazeera is in Qatar. It's beamed from Qatar. This should be part of your homework. In fact, your teachers should be asking you what's the news of today. And if you're not aware of this general knowledge, you'll be left behind. And then you'll study in the rote book, and then you do rote learning. रटा लगाओगे, जब बड़े हो गए आपको पता होगा, हाँ हुआ था, ऐसे हुआ था. जबरदस्त डेवलपमेंट हुई है पीछे पिछले 2 हफ्ते में, where the American forces 20 years they've left Afghanistan. After 20 years, and Qatar is playing a very major role in bringing about, and most of the meetings are being held in Qatar, and Indian ambassadors are having meetings there. You must all know, as young boys, girls, 12-year-old is a good age to know. I can understand 10 years old, maybe smaller, but 12 years is now good age to know. Have you understood, all of you? Have you
Yes,
understood?
ma'am.
What will
Yes.
you do hereafter? When
Yes,
even if you
ma'am.
don't come into my
Yes,
channel,
ma'am.
into writing news, you must listen to the news, and at one particular time, and it's all on the available on the internet. You can go to the internet radio, you can go to the radio news, you can go to television news, you can go to Indian channel news and listen to the news. World news is important for you to know. You are now global citizens. You are not just uh, regional citizens, you are global. And then also you should know what India is doing about it. What is the Indian Prime Minister saying about it? How is the country dealing with it? Okay, good. So this, I think, it's an awakening for us. In future, we will be asking the children which channel news do they watch, and what is the international news of the week and earlier. Isha will brief them all. All right. Now you are all getting 1 minute each to tell us about your favorite teacher. I'm beginning with Adya. Adya, your favorite teacher, 1 minute on your own. Your favorite teacher, his or her name, and why. Adya.
My favorite teacher name is K. Kameswari. She is my favorite teacher because she is very hardworking, dedicated to her work, honest, and very kind. And she inspired me to do so, participate in much competition, and also teach me grammar and um, grow up my confidence level more. That's why she is my favorite teacher.
Give me one example when you say confidence level. How?
Ma'am, um, she she has given me idea to participate in this book reading session, and she has told me to be confident and also be be smooth and don't be nervous.
Oh, good. So your teacher inspired you to take newer challenges.
Yes, ma'am.
May I request all five of you that when you do your online learning, are you doing online these days? Are you
Yes,
all
ma'am.
doing online?
Yes.
Tell your
Yes,
online
Yes,
ma'am.
teachers
Yes, ma'am.
tomorrow. Tell your online teachers tomorrow that yesterday, ma'am, in the book reading, asked us about world news. And in fact, the class can begin with world news. The teacher can begin with world news. Teacher can begin with the headlines. Like, remember school assemblies, we used to begin with headlines, somebody reading newspapers. Did you have assembly sessions where you were reading headlines? Why have you
Yes,
stopped
yes,
ma'am.
doing
ma'am.
that? So
Yes,
you, that
ma'am.
means you stopped doing that for last two
Yes,
years.
ma'am.
So it should have been continued. Assembly should continue. School assembly should continue. See, you've lost out on last 2 years of news because school assembly is not being happening. Now you're going straight to the subjects, isn't it? Is that happening, Adya? Adya. Now what
Yes,
happens in your class? What happens? How do you begin with your class? Tell me that.
ma'am.
I come to you, Ditishri. Huh?
We gradually start into the chapter and read about the topic only.
Yes, that's the point. It's now just doing the course, but it's not doing general development. So your course is one aspect, but general development, general knowledge, general awareness, and you people as growing up as global citizens is important. Does anybody at home also watch world news? Adya?
Yes,
No?
my father watch.
Which channel?
Mm, Sometimes BBC News and he always watch national news.
So anyway, thank you for the teacher. She's doing that, but I think you should request your teacher if they can begin the class. Now, is that a class? It's like a Zoom class of all the whole class, or is it only how do you connect to the Zoom in the morning?
Mm, by entering our name and
And is that how many people, how many classes, how many students are in the class in that Zoom?
mm, in if there any student are absent, we give absent note why we are absent in the school.
Quite right.
That
But is it a class like ours today? Like, for instance, six of us are having a class. Am I right? Six of us are talking to each other. How many people
yes,
are talking to each other in your class?
mm, 80 to 80 no.
So that means an assembly can happen. When the teacher speaks, one teacher speaks, is everybody listening?
Yes,
Then you can start with an assembly. You can start with the world news. You can start with the thought of the day. So you can request the teacher. You can request whoever the principal is, whoever is starting the class. Adya?
yes,
But
ma'am.
you,
I
you
will.
have to listen to the news yourself. It's a must. Archita, what do you say? Archita, go ahead. I'll coming to Dipshri. I'll come to you. Dipshri, I'll come.
Ma'am,
Yeah,
can I
Archita?
start?
Yeah.
My favorite teacher is Anna teacher. She's my favorite teacher because she teaches very well and she's very hardworking. She teaches social science and English, and she is very hardworking and she's very passionate about her work. And in the online classes, she had some difficulties, but she did it for her students. And she used very different applications to make the classes more interesting. And also she will just clear all our doubts, and whenever we are having any difficulty or any problem, she will solve it very quickly, and she will never compromise in her studies. So that is why I like her teaching very much.
Okay, Archita. So,
Thank
but
you.
then they have to inspire you to become world citizens.
Yes, ma'am.
Any teacher who inspires you more and more to gain knowledge is a teacher your favorite teacher. Teachers are always very helpful, they're kind, they're compassionate, they correct and they help you. But teacher who makes you grow more, challenges you more to know more on your own, needs to be a favorite teacher.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, next. Dipshri, now your turn.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my favorite teacher is a teacher called Mrs. Meenal Tikekar. She is actually a really good person and she has a distinct appearance. She wears sharp cat eye spectacles and she has a content and careful gait. She teaches me geography, and before she started teaching me, geography was my least favorite subject, but now I like it quite a lot. And she's like a walking, talking encyclopedia, and she seems to magically know everything. And yeah, and she is extremely knowledgeable but also very humble, and I feel very influenced by the way she speaks, and I wish to be as knowledgeable and as humble as she is.
Good. So that's a good account of your teacher. But will you request your school tomorrow when you do your hybrid class, when you do your classes? What will you request?
Ma'am, I actually already have a live assembly in our school every day.
So what do you do in that live assembly?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in that live assembly, a certain class is allotted to a certain topic every day, and we are supposed to record our videos and send it to our teachers, and they compile it together as the entire assembly. And the rest of the school listens to it every morning for 20 minutes.
That's very nice. That's very original. That's a good idea.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
when you do your classes, then is it one to one or is it assembly?
Ma'am, it is one to one, and we can actually speak to our teachers.
Quite right. But you don't see each other. You don't see each other as a friends. You don't see your class fellows.
Yes, ma'am, we see our classmates. In fact, it's mandatory for us to turn on our videos every time we attend classes. So, yeah, I usually see my teachers and classmates every day.
And you can listen to each other's voice.
Pardon, ma'am, I couldn't hear you.
You can listen to each other's voice.
Yes, ma'am, we listen to each other's voices. Yes, ma'am. It's a very
So
interactive class.
if you can listen to each other's voice, you can listen to the assembly news. So that means you can make a
Yes, ma'am, we
request.
do have. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
You
actually,
can
we
make
do have a news, like 2 minutes for the news every twice a week.
only twice a week. Why? Why not daily?
Yes, ma'am, it's only twice a week as of now.
Yeah, I think you people, you need to make a request to your schools to update you on general knowledge every day or what's happening at least. Because climate change is a very major thing. And these kinds of violence issues are very major, which will impact your life as you come ahead. Climate change or what's happening, where all these are coming in the newspapers. What has happened in New York yesterday in the Central Park, the amount it rained, it's flooded everywhere. It's a climate change. It's only in the small area. So climate change is a very major issue. You must all become sensitive to what's happening. So it will be good if you can share, but that is if you can also listen to the news yourself first. Okay? Okay, Dipshri? Okay, I'm just giving you an idea. Then let's go. Dipshri, Adya, Gauri. Okay, let me talk to who else? Qatar. Let's go to my favorite Qatar friend.
My favorite teacher is Yogesh Pansar. I really like him. He teaches science. He's my favorite teacher because he has a very unique way of teaching, and he puts a lot of effort and dedication into his work just to make us understand. I inspire him. I inspire to become like him because, like in every work you do, you have to put a lot of effort and dedication to it.
Okay, good. Good, Arush. Thank you so much, Arush. Now let's go to the next one. Subhojit. Let's look into Subhojit.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, my favorite teacher is our biology ma'am. That is, her name is Joita ma'am. She teaches us biology. Ma'am, she teaches in a very friendly manner that what she teaches that actually goes to our brain and we remember it for lifetime. Ma'am, what I have learned from her is that we we should not be we should never be afraid of problems. We need to face it. Um, and she is very hardworking, and um, that's all, ma'am.
Do others also like her very much?
Ma'am,
Is she your favorite or generally others' favorite also?
ma'am, others favorite also.
That's interesting. Okay, Krishna, your turn.
Yes. Ma'am, ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Uh, Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am, and all my fellow mates. Today, I, Krishna Chakraborty of Guwahati, Assam, is here to present a few lines on my favorite teacher. So here I begin. My favorite teacher is my science teacher who teaches me biology at school. Her name is Joita Kaur, ma'am. I really like her because she is a very optimistic person, and let whatever be the challenge, she is always looking towards the brighter side, and she always encourages us and tells us that there will always be negativity, but we should always look towards the positive side. And she also has a great leadership quality, and she deals with every problem with unique with her unique capability, and she also teaches us so well that we understand each and every concept really well. After finishing our life classes, even if it is midnight, she always responds to our reply whenever we ask any question or a doubt to her. But last of all, I want to conclude that a teacher doesn't require to be only a teacher who teaches in school, but a teacher can also be our elders in our surroundings. But we should never forget that our parents are our first and foremost teacher, because it is because of them for which we are able to stand here today. Thank you.
That's true. What Krishna says, while you have your teachers in the school whom you admire and respect, your first teachers are your parents. Do you know this? Who are your first teachers? And as Krishna says is right, it's parents. And amongst the parents, it's the mother and the father. Even grandparents are your teachers. So if you go to them, they will teach you because they have life's experience. They will teach you if you go to listen to them. And in this COVID times, you've all had a good amount of time at home. If you start considering, and even your elder brothers and sisters, they can also be your teachers. But they are also, your books are your teachers. So who are your teachers? Your books, your grandparents, your elders in the house. Your elders could be brothers, sisters as well, and your parents. And when you watch the television and for the news, it's also teaching you, because while informing you, you can learn a lot of lessons from it. So teacher is not just the physical person. Anywhere you learn from is a teacher. Your book teaches you. It informs you, it educates you. Even today, the internet is a teacher because you are learning from the internet. So anywhere you learn from, what have I said? Subhoji, what have I said? I want to know, what have you said? What have I said? What have you learned so far? Whatever I've said. Subhoji.
Ma'am, I have learned that, ma'am, our first teacher is our parents, mom, dad, our grandmother, grandfather, and our siblings,
That's right. And books
and books. Yes, ma'am.
and the internet.
Ma'am,
Is Google your teacher?
no, ma'am.
Oh, Google.
Yes, yes,
Isn't
ma'am.
Google a teacher?
Ma'am,
Is it?
sometimes.
Of course. You can go and ask questions from Google and Google answers you. You pose a question on Google, that's why it's called Google Guru. You pose a question and it tell you what is the definition, what is the way, where is research available. It'll give you. Archita, what do you think? Who are our teachers? What have I said?
Yes, ma'am. You have said that our parents, our elders, our grandparents, then our books, then our internet websites, and all our teachers.
Yes, that basically means wherever you're learning from. Right? Adya,
Yes, ma'am.
what have I said? Adya,
Yes, ma'am.
what have I said?
We can learn from internet, parents, grandparents, and we can learn from nature too.
Yes. What have I said, Krishna?
Uh, Ma'am, you said that we can learn from parents, teachers, grandparents, Google, internet, web source, and many other forms of education. Ma'am, education is mostly important present in our books.
That's your newspapers. Sometimes because papers, books may not have what newspapers are writing. Some very interesting articles in the newspapers are very educative. Magazines, good magazines, when you read good magazines, these are all teachers. So teacher need not be limited to the class teacher. Teacher, he or she plays his own role in explaining matters to you in person. But when somebody is not there, even your books are your teachers. Many people have said, "Oh, where did I get this idea? Oh, I got it from a biography book, history book." Arush, what do you say? What have you learned from what I said?
Anything that gives you knowledge about something is your teacher.
Yes, and you have channels in Qatar, and so much news is happening in Qatar. If you keep track, you will become well informed. So, what would you do from today, Arush?
I'll be start watching international news and national news.
Yes, that's your knowledge. If you don't do it now, you're missing out. Dipshri?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I've learned that anything that teaches you something is your teacher, and also any place that you gain knowledge from is your school. And also,
That's right.
there's anything you look at around you, you can gain knowledge from it. So we should keep our eyes open all the time.
That's right. You should expand your world of sources of learning. And now I also requested you will all tell your teachers tomorrow when you do your class, saying, "Sir, ma'am, can we have news beginning with the world news?" And I request you go to the internet and read the news. Internet, all the newspapers are online. You should subscribe to them. And they're all, even if you don't subscribe, they are there. Channels are there, they're all there. So read about what's happening in Afghanistan. Update yourself. Read what's happened in Afghanistan. It has an implication on you as you grow. After all, one day you will travel. You will travel. All right, now let's go to the quiz quickly. Let's go to the quiz. Question number 1. Okay, quiz. In which year was the Teachers' Day first celebrated in India? Quiz. Question number 1.
Ma'am,
Teacher,
1962.
raise your hands. Which one? Question number 1. Quiz time. Here's a quiz time for us. So, question number 1. Which year was the Teachers' Day first celebrated in India? Which year? Speak.
1962.
1962. 1962.
1962.
Very
1962.
good. Okay. The first Teachers' Day was first celebrated in India in 19. Let's see the answer. 1962 is the right answer. This is the year when Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan began serving as the second president of India. Teachers' Day is celebrated in India on September 5 every year. This commemoration marks the birth anniversary of Dr. Radhakrishnan. Okay, now next question number 2. Which of the following, question 2, which of the following statement is correct about Dr. Radhakrishnan? He became the first vice president. He received Peace Prize Award, German trade. He was awarded Bharat Ratna, or all of them.
All of
Ma'am,
these.
number C.
Number
Ma'am,
C.
B. All of these. B. All of these.
Who said
All
all?
of these.
Who said all?
Ma'am, I.
Raise your
Ma'am,
hand.
B.
Right. Okay. It's now let's see the answer. Let's see the answer. All of these. He became the first Vice President of India and was elected to the Constituent Assembly. 54, he was awarded Bharat Ratna and he received the Peace Prize of the German Book Trade in 1961. All of them. Good. You got it right. Akshita got it right. Yes? Okay. Question number 3. Question 3. Who said the teaching is not a profession but a way of life? Who said it? Dr. Radhakrishnan.
Ma'am, Dr. Radhakrishnan. Ma'am, Dr. Radhakrishnan. Ma'am, Dr. Radhakrishnan.
Ma'am, Dr.
Ma'am,
Radhakrishnan.
Radhakrishnan. Ma'am, Dr. Radhakrishnan.
Narendra Modi.
Ma'am,
Who said
Narendra Modi.
Who said Narendra Modi?
Archita
Ma'am,
Bachchan.
Narendra Modi.
Ma'am, I see.
Say your name. Speak your name.
Ma'am, Adya Padi.
Okay. Okay. Next, see the question because the quiz judges are watching you. Go to the answer. Let's see the answer. Answer. Ahead of Teachers' Day 2014, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that teaching is not a profession but Jivan Dharma, a way of life, and asked teachers to understand the changes taking place across the world and prepare the new generation accordingly. How are you preparing when you don't even know what's happening in Afghanistan? I'm asking you. So are your teachers in school has to prepare you every day? That's the teacher's role, to prepare you. So life, this is a dharam. Teachers, Jivan Dharam. It's a Jivan Dharam. Okay, next question next question, please. Question number 5. Go to question 5. Question 5. Okay, now question number 4. Radhakrishnan, Dr. Radhakrishnan was in charge of Rajya Sabha sessions. Yes or no?
True.
Yes, ma'am.
True.
Yes.
True.
Good. All right,
True.
Good. Okay, next question. Next question. Next question. Who was the teacher of Lord? Who was the answer?
Sandipani Muni. Ma'am, Sandipani Muni.
Okay, here. Sage Sandipani was the tutor of Krishna and Balram, his famous friend Balram. The brothers, Krishna and Balram. The brothers, along with their friend Sudama, the famous friend Sudama, went to study at Guru Sandipani's ashram near Ujjain in Madhya Pradesh. The two picked up their studies so fast that the sage thought he was educating the sun and the moon. It is Sandipani Muni. Wonderful. Next one. Next question, please. Among the following, which organization inaugurated the World Teachers' Day? The UN, the UPA, UNESCO, Red Cross?
UNESCO.
UNESCO, ma'am, UNESCO.
Okay, done. Next question. UNESCO is the right person. Proclaimed 5th October to be the World Teachers' Day, UNESCO. Next question. In which subject did Dr. Radhakrishnan complete his post-graduation? Science, history, sociology, or philosophy?
Philosophy.
Okay, let's see the answer. He graduated with a master's degree in philosophy from the prestigious Madras Christian College. Who was the next question? Who was the next question? Who was the first woman teacher of India?
Uh,
Ma'am, Savitribai Phule.
Ma'am, ma'am
Savitribai Phule.
Savitribai Phule. Ma'am
Ma'am
Savitribai Phule.
Savitribai Phule. Ma'am Savitribai Phule.
Okay, let's see the answer. The Pune girl should be very pleased to know that. I believe she was from Pune. Savitribai Phule was a trailblazer in providing education for girls and was ostracized by the portions of society. She became the first female teacher in India in 1848. Today is 2021. 1848. Imagine. Next question. How many times? Next question. How many times was Dr. Radha Krishnan nominated for Nobel Prize? 27 times,
Nominated
25,
for
30, or 30 times? How many times?
Ma'am, 20 times.
Ma'am 27 times. Ma'am 27
Ma'am,
times. 27 times.
25 times.
ma'am,
25 times.
Ma'am 27 times.
Who says
Ma'am,
that? 27?
27 times.
ma'am
Ma'am
20.
I. Ma'am Krishanu Chakraborty. Ma'am Krishanu Chakraborty.
Okay. Let's see the answer. Let us see the answer. Answer is 27 times. He was nominated 27 times for Nobel Prize, 16 for Nobel Prize in Literature, and 11 times for Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, question number 11. Next question. 10. How many teachers will be awarded the National Teachers Award 2021? How many?
Ma'am 44.
Who says 44?
Ma'am, 44.
Who said 44?
44.
Ma'am Krishanu Chakraborty. Ma'am Krishanu Chakraborty.
How do you know? How do you know? Krishna, how do you know?
Ma'am, I saw, ma'am, while doing my research, ma'am, saw there, ma'am, once. I saw there. Ma'am, I read.
You read. Wonderful.
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
I looked it up
Ma'am,
last night. The Education Ministry has sent the list, I believe.
Excellent, excellent. So you people could research and study. The whole
yes,
objective was
ma'am.
to study. Very good.
Ma'am, I research very much.
I'm glad. I'm glad you did. It is 44 times. Last 44, sorry. The National Teachers Award will take place on 5th. On this day, President Ramnath Kovind will facilitate 44 recipients of this award. Education Ministry on Wednesday released the list of 44 teachers who would be awarded. So the list has been out on the papers. So friends, let me see if there's anyone there. Now, the new education policy was approved by the Union Cabinet of India on
Ma'am, the 29th of July.
Ma'am, 29th
Ma'am
July.
29th
Ma'am,
July.
29th July. Ma'am, 29th July
Ma'am
2020.
29th July.
Ma'am, 29th July. Ma'am, 29th July.
29.
Ma'am, 29th July.
29 July.
Ma'am,
okay, let's see
29th
the
July.
answer. Let us see the answer. Answer. It was on 29 July.
Yes.
You got it right. The National Education Policy was approved by the Union Cabinet on 29 July. It outlines the vision of India's new education policy. The policy is a comprehensive framework for elementary education higher, as well as vocational training in both. Now, I want to ask you a question quickly. Which vocation would you like to learn from the school? Okay, Archita, quickly. What profession, vocational now, because you are in that policy situation, you are in sixth standard, you will learn vocation. Archita.
Yes, ma'am. I'm not sure about it, ma'am.
Krishna, what profession would you like to learn? Have the school asked you already? Not yet.
Uh, ma'am, not yet asked. Ma'am, not yet
Arush?
asked.
Okay. Arush?
Not yet asked.
Okay.
Yet.
Dipshri?
Oh yes, ma'am. Main what I think right now is I want to be a doctor because I would like helping people and give them a new life. And vocationally, I would like to learn a new language and gain expertise at it.
Or you like to learn a language?
Yes, ma'am.
Subhojit,
Ma'am, actually, I have a vocation. It's actually sports.
acha, you will like to
Archer,
have
yeah.
a vocational skill on sports. Which sport?
Uh, Ma'am, skating.
Skating. And Adya,
Yeah.
you?
Ma'am, I want to be an administrative officer.
So what
Uh,
skill will you like to learn?
mm, I want to learn skill like arts, like writing poem and
Okay,
knowing everything on geography.
okay. एक मिनट phone दे रहा
Ma'am,
हाँ,
I would
कौन?
like to be an IPS officer when I grow up.
Okay, okay. I'm going to ask you again this question, and I want this answer. Tell me this answer. Now, Archita,
Yes, ma'am.
I want to ask you this question. Once the vocational skill is according to national education policy, which skill would you like to learn?
I would like to learn. I want to be an IPS officer when I grow up, and I would like to learn vocation skill in badminton.
So you like to learn to play badminton as a vocational skill?
Yes, ma'am.
And Krishna, you?
Ma'am, I want to become a scientist, but I would like to learn vocation and cricket.
Vocale what? Huh? Say again.
Ma'am, vocation and cricket.
Vocational cricket. Okay. Arush,
Yes, ma'am.
you?
I want to become a sportsman, but the vacation I would want be a skating coach.
Acha, good. Skating as a vocational skill. Dipshri, you?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I would like to become a doctor, and vocationally, I would like to write poems and gain expertise in literature and also learn a new language like German.
What, sorry? What?
Sorry,
Last one,
ma'am.
what you language
Ma'am,
you said?
vocationally, I would like to learn a new language like German. I've already
Language.
started learning basic German, and I would also like to gain expertise in literature and write
Okay,
poems.
okay. So, Vijit, you, when it comes to education policy, which skill would you like?
Ma'am, first I would like to become a doctor, and then I would like to learn different languages.
Okay. Now, have the schools already asked you for the skill option, Archita?
No, ma'am. We
Not
haven't
yet.
gotten any notice of this from our school.
Okay. Now, has the school asked you already?
No, ma'am, not till now.
Arush,
Not yet,
you?
ma'am.
Arush, you?
Not yet. Not yet.
Dipshri, you?
Ma'am, not yet, but when I go to high school, our school usually asks. That is
Okay.
next year.
Subhajit, you? Has the school asked you to talk? Have they started to
Uh,
talk to you about the vocational skill?
no,
Subhajit?
ma'am, not yet.
And Adya, you?
Mm, not till now, ma'am.
You've not discussed it yet? Have the
My
huh?
outer skills are to I'm good in classical dance.
Okay, all right. Okay, now we'll come to your question answers quickly. Hey, Saina hasn't come. Isha, where is Saina? Isha, has Saina
Ma'am,
not been invited?
she's joining us after a while. Ma'am.
It's already 4:45. Where is she? Where is she?
She said she'll be a bit delayed to join the
She said
session.
so.
She'll
She
join
said
us,
so.
ma'am. By the end of the session, she'll be here.
End of the session. We're already 10 minutes away from the session to be over.
I'll check again.
She said she would be late. Okay.
Yes,
done.
ma'am.
Okay. Not that she. Okay, good. That's okay if she's busy elsewhere. Okay, now here's your question. Krishna, your question.
Ma'am, my question to you is how did you control to keep yourself calm during your duty as an officer?
I kept a bottle of water to throw in my head every time.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
No, the answer is, you are not calm suddenly. It's a habit. To be not angry over a period is a habit, and it's learned and it's practiced, and then it's acquired. Krishna, it's a habit. Are you interested in the answer? Then you look at me, not look at anybody else in the house.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
You asked me a question. It's a habit. You can acquire the habit of staying calm. You know that? It's a habit. So when you join a profession, it remains with you. So when I was in the police, not to get angry was a habit. It was acquired as a student. You can also acquire it. So while you take a bottle of water to drink, not to throw it on your head. Okay. All right. Adya, your question.
Okay, ma'am.
Adya, your question.
Ma'am,
Now, did you learn
my
anything from
question
my
is
answer?
yes,
Krishna, did
ma'am.
you learn anything from my answer?
Yes, ma'am. I learned that we should always be calm and we should have an habit to be calm.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the next question. Saina, you got late today? Were you busy?
नहीं मम्मी जस्ट नॉट आई एम गुड आई एम फाइन जय धारी माँ बच्चों को जय धारी
Was it
Good
good?
evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
गुड इवनिंग
Good evening, ma'am.
गुड इवनिंग बेटा गुड इवनिंग खुश रहो
The
खुश
first question, okay, I want you to answer then.
Good evening,
Uh,
ma'am.
okay,
जय धारी बेटा
Krishna asked, how do you remain calm and control your mind? Would you like to answer?
how do you remain calm and control your mind
Mind. Or
Krishna?
control your mind, he said that.
or control your mind beta decide what you want for yourself there is something more important than your reaction and your anger there is something more important than getting agitated all the time see when you get agitated and when you lose your control when you're not calm the consequences always remember what it's going to be you're going to be very uncomfortable with the consequences जब आपको कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस मन में रखोगे कि मैंने अभी गुस्सा कर देना है लेकिन इसके कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस ये होने हैं एंड बाद में आई एम गोइंग टू रिग्रेट इट वो instantly it becomes like a deterrent and you hold yourself back the other thing is try knowing that these feelings of anger and being out of control is not the way of life क्या करना है इस रास्ते जाके हर टाइम एंग्री हर टाइम आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल हर टाइम रिएक्ट करना है
It's
हर
becoming
टाइम क्या
that's
करना है
what it means.
इमोशंस का
Basically, it means getting into a habit of watching yourself as to what's happening, that it will not help you. So you start controlling yourself by self-observation, self-alertness. Krishna? Okay, next question. Thank you, Saina. Let's go to the next question. Adya, your question.
Ma'am, my question is what is strategy from this age to become a civil servant?
When you are going to become a civil servant, you have to be very well informed. I already told you how to be well informed. While you have to be good in studies, you have to be very well informed. And that's what I was trying to tell you this morning. All of you, not only civil servants, but as knowledgeable citizens of the world, you have to be very well informed. What have I used the word? Very well informed. What have I said? What have I
Very
said?
well
All of you?
informed.
Very well
Very
informed.
Very
well
well
informed.
informed.
And if you don't open up all sources of information which is coming, to be well informed citizens. That's the way to be a civil servant also. Not only civil servant, but as a good citizen, enlightened citizen. Okay, next question, Subhojit. Have you got the answer, Adya?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Subhojit, your question.
Ma'am, my question is that how to memorize things faster and how to and how to keep up the focus in studies.
Okay, good question. This, in fact, the answer I also want to know. How can I memorize better? I also want help. So you tell me, how do you girls and boys do? Because you people are all the time memorizing and you all got sharp memory. How do you do it, Achita? Any good technique?
Ma'am, I memorize things by making it into a song, or I just make it into different words and I memorize it like that.
So you make acronyms.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Arush, how do you do? How do you learn and memorize?
I just go with the flow, like how I just change the sentence into something more simpler to make myself learn.
Okay. Dipsri, how do you do?
Yes, ma'am. I usually take down notes and make my own questions and write things down in a book that I keep maintaining. And then every time I open that book, I think about the hard work that I did, and that is how it keeps me motivated to keep learning and keep revising everything that I've written.
So you make notes.
Yes, ma'am.
You write notes. Huh?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Adya,
ma'am.
how do you do? How do you memorize?
Ma'am, first I highlight the important things and then connect it with much more funny words, and then I can get it more easier, and I memorize it like that.
So you highlight the keywords.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Krishna, how do you do?
Ma'am, the thing which I find difficult, I hear it very clearly, and before sleeping, I repeat it twice or thrice. And when I wake up in the morning, I find myself clear in that subject. Ma'am, the most important thing is in me is to hear the thing very well, and that makes me memorize better.
Oh God. So how do you hear it? Because you're reading a book. How do you hear it?
Ma'am, I read loudly, and the sound which echoes in my ear, it stays, and I also repeat the thing many times by standing near the mirror. And as soon as I sleep, before I go to sleep, I memorize the things in my mind, and as soon as I wake up, I find myself clear in the subjects.
Wow. All six things are useful. All the six techniques are do. Somebody making an acronym, somebody writing notes. Everybody has their own way. What Krishna says makes sense. What Archita says, you make acronyms, you make notes, you make highlights, right? Another thing which the research is saying, visualization. What Krishna is doing is hearing. Research is saying you can visualize it. You make a visual of it, and then it comes back as a memory by an acronym or otherwise. So visualization is another, repetition is another, acronym is another, keyword is another, highlighting is another, making notes is another. Any other way, Saina? Do you have any key to memorizing?
बेटा when you are studying and when you know कि कुछ ऐसा subject है कि that will require for you to memorize, you know, certain subjects require you to read, certain subjects require you to learn. Choose a time which is very good for learning for you.
Oh,
Your
that's a good point.
When you feel you have a lot of energy, choose that time for your learning जो learning वाला subject है.
Very good point.
And एक मन में ना, मन की शक्ति को समझो, मन में रिजॉल्व करके बैठो कि मैं आज इतनी लर्निंग करके देन आई विल गेट अप. एंड व्हेन यू सिट डाउन लर्निंग के टाइम पे यू शुड बी वेरी कंफर्टेबल एंड यू शुड बी लाइट इन योर स्टमक, यू शुड बी वेल हाइड्रेटेड. नहीं तो याद नहीं होगा अगर पानी ठीक से नहीं पिया हुआ और अनकंफर्टेबल पोजीशन में बैठे हुए हो और बार बार उठ रहे हो अपनी पेंसिल लेने, कॉपी लेने, बुक लेने, तो याद नहीं होगा अच्छे से. दैट्स ओके इफ यू आर डूइंग एन इजी रीड, बट जब याद करने वाला टाइम होता है ना, तो ये सारी चीजों का ध्यान रखना. आपकी बैक स्ट्रेट होनी चाहिए. आर यू सिटिंग इन अ कंफर्टेबल पोजीशन?
So good point.
No?
I
So
think you
you
should added another seventh point is also read when you want to learn something. Then are you fresh in your mind, or are you tired, or are you hungry, or are you uncomfortable? A hungry, tired person, how can you learn? Right? I think these are lots of seven techniques. So Bojit, you can pick and choose, but I think all seven things matter in some situation or the other. But one thing is very clear is to be at the when you are into a learning time, when you want to learn something, then you need concentration and you need to be comfortable, and you should be fresh in your mind to learn. That's why some people get up early in the morning, some do it at night, some do, depends on the everybody's biology. Yeah, got your answer?
Just
Or my
one quick point also, children, if any of you ever feel an issue with your digestion and your tummies are not in a very good state, always go and tell your mommy and daddy, because your stomach health affects your power of memory. And if your eyes are ever getting strained, you need to tell your mommy daddy. If you're ever getting a little headache, you need to tell your mommy daddy. For all these things do affect our
your
memory,
learning. Yeah,
your
yeah.
learning.
Okay, good. Very good. Thank you, Saina.
Ji.
So lots of things, Subhajit. You got lots of answers now. So what will you
Yes,
pick and
ma'am.
choose? What will you pick and choose?
Ma'am,
What will you choose?
ma'am, I will choose that becoming calm and having concentration, and our tummy should not be empty.
Just the right amount of food. You
And not
don't
overfood. Otherwise, you go to sleep.
you just eat the right amount. You eat something light. You're well hydrated. You sit
Let
in
me
a
ask him,
comfortable
Saina, let me
position.
ask him what has he learned now.
Ji.
So he's asked, but look, you want food, but this will be not so heavy. That पूरी साग खाया तो मुझे भूख सो गया. So how will you learn? You will only remember puri saag, nothing else. Archita, what can you take away from this learning today? 7, 8 points given.
Yes, ma'am. I want to tell that we should always concentrate on our studies, and when our mind is fresh, then only we have to study, and we should not have any other distraction while we are studying.
Freshness of
If
mind
we
is
study
important.
1 hour also, that's enough. But we just have
Yeah,
to have
freshness.
concentration on that.
Arun, what is your new learning from this question?
If you ask me like which technique I would use from all of these 8 points, I would choose all, to be honest.
Wow, that's a smart one. That's smart. All
Yeah.
8 should come in your hand. Okay, your next question, Dipshri, your question.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is that despite having accomplished so much and despite being such a respected person, how do you manage to be so humble and how do you not redominate about what you have achieved to everybody?
Look, whatever I've achieved, if I've achieved, is belonging to yesterday. Is all yesterday and gone. What am I going to do today is important. You understand? I know whatever I've done has happened. It's all over. It's gone. I have to do it, do the right things again. All right? And to have a better tomorrow if it comes. If it doesn't come, I've already done it. If it comes, I've done it, finished. So, whatever has been achieved is belonging to the past, not the present. I'm only a beneficiary of what I did right till yesterday. But if I want a better tomorrow, then I must use my time again today. So I remember, remain humble. And number two, what is important here is that whatever has been accomplished owes to so many people. So remain grateful. Everybody has a role in this. So, like parents have a very major role, teachers have a major role, right? Isn't it? Teachers have made a role. Almighty's grace is a major role. And all the friends around you played a role. So they all played tiny or big roles, they played a role. That's it. But whatever has been achieved is vast. You got to do everything right all over again today, to have a better tomorrow. So remain humble. You don't see people who made set up parachute are those people who have to be grateful for. Okay, good. Next question. Arush. Arush, your question.
Uh, Ma'am, my question is, were you ever scared of the risks and threats of being an IPS officer? Can you share one major incident?
Yes. I want you to read the book I Dare. Do you have a Kindle?
No, but I can read it online.
It may be not available online, but request your parents to buy you Kindle All you
Okay.
children, ask your parents to get you a Kindle and get these books online.
Okay, ma'am.
Just as I want you to watch the television for the news or read on the internet, I want you to read newspapers. I also request you get a Kindle. Request your parents to get you a Kindle so that you can buy certain books and order them on Kindle, and you can have these books on Kindle. So get the book I Dare on Kindle. You will read not
Okay,
one
ma'am.
such incident, you'll read many if you're interested in. Okay? Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Get that book. And there will be many. Then you will be able to, when Isha will bring you into the group of our children, students groups, then you will be able to share what you read about I Dare. So do write and share that you got the Kindle.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. What was your greatest? Now, Achita, your question.
Yes, ma'am. My question is, what is your greatest lesson in life you got from any source?
Yes, my lesson is you are today what you did yesterday, till yesterday. What you want to be tomorrow, do
Yes,
those things today. And when tomorrow comes, it becomes another day.
yes,
Isn't
ma'am.
it? Lesson of
Yes.
life is live life one day at a time. Do what you want to be tomorrow, today.
Okay, ma'am.
And when tomorrow comes, do it again. Because every day is a new day. But time is not going to wait. It'll go on and on. It'll not wait. So don't say, okay, good things I can postpone for tomorrow. Then you will automatically not get those rewards tomorrow because you postponed it. Like being an athlete or you're preparing for exams. I'll postpone it tomorrow. Then tomorrow's that much will become another day, but you are one day behind. You're one day
Yes.
behind. So if you make a timetable for the day, do that every day and achieve it. But whatever you're today is because of the hard work or preparation you did till yesterday. You understand? My lesson of life is time is not going to wait for you. So the best is do everything right today. If tomorrow comes, you're still in the right zone. If it doesn't come, then you can say bye bye. Everybody say bye bye. I'm going right. Simple.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, great day today. And we've learned enough. I want to say thank you to Saina for joining us, even though she joined us late today. But we'll make sure that you join us by 5:30 every time. So
जी,
please keep half an hour because I get some good inputs out of you.
जी,
I
जी.
get benefited. So I want to bring Isha online to say thank you to her. Isha, can you come with your team if you can?
Ma'am, we have one question from audience which we'll take because it is Teachers' Day. So there's a very nice question and we would love to hear this from you, ma'am.
Okay. Who was your favorite teacher in school and how she impacted your life? I think my favorite teacher was called lady called Miss Nagar. She was wonderful and she became Mrs. Kera Lest. She loved the way she taught me English honors and she made me love to read literature. So I read so much of good literature because of her. She was a very good teacher called Miss Nagar. Then I had another very good teacher called Mrs. Taneja who taught me love for political science. And both my subjects remained favorite. I went and did my master's in political science. And of course, I kept reading good books because of the English honors Miss Nagar taught us. So, see, you were very right. One of you also said you love this subject of geography because my teacher taught me so well. It happens. Teachers impact a lot. So, thank you, Isha, for the question. And thank you,
Yes,
Saina, for coming. Anything else, Isha?
yes, ma'am. I think all of them have something to share. So quickly,
Okay,
they'll do.
quickly. I got 2 minutes to go because I've got something else to run to.
So if anyone has something to share, raise your hand and please do.
They've all had questions to ask. This time they've got plenty of homework to do. Yes, Archita, what do you want to say?
Ma'am, I have made a poem on Teachers' Day, so I would like to recite it.
Better you can say it in our WhatsApp group, which Isha will bring you in.
Okay,
Okay?
ma'am.
Dipshri, you? What is it?
Yes,
Somebody waiting
sis.
for me, huh?
Actually, I wanted to tell you the book that you were talking about, your book, I Dare. Yes, my mom has read it and I plan on reading it now.
Great, you have it in the home. Yes, Krishna,
Yes.
you? You, Krishna?
Ma'am, I wanted to show you something quickly.
Quickly now, quickly.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I painted this.
Oh, lovely. That's a lovely painting. It's a very
Thank you,
lovely
ma'am.
color. Okay, what else? Anybody else?
And ma'am, one more.
Okay, okay, lovely. You're very talented. You're very, very
Thank you,
talented.
ma'am.
Achita, how long is the poem? Achita, how long is the poem?
Ma'am, it is a very short poem.
Okay, go ahead quickly.
Okay, ma'am. The future is in the hands of teacher. If there is no teacher, there is no future. Be it Lord Krishna or you, everybody have their guru. A good teacher is the one who can sacrifice their life for the students. A teacher shapes the students and lead the right path. To fly, open their wings and reach the sky high. True teachers are those who helps to think of ourselves and the one who create intelligent minds. So the future is in the hands of teacher. Thank you.
Okay, you say it again. Go ahead and say it again. I'm taking you on the video. Okay. You have
Okay.
a poem, Achita? Go ahead.
The future is in the hands of teacher. If there is no teacher, there is no future. Be it Lord Krishna or you, everybody have their guru. A good teacher is the one who can sacrifice their life for the students. A teacher shapes the students and lead the right path. To fly, open their wings and reach the sky high. True teachers are those who helps to think of ourselves and the one who create intelligent minds. So the future is in the hands of teacher. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Achita. And thank you all
Thank you.
children for a wonderful teacher on the eve of Teachers' Day, your contributions. And I want to thank Isha Arora for having brought you all together so beautifully. Thank you, Saina, for your
Thank
time.
you. Thank you. Jai
Bye,
Dhari Mama.
children.
Khush
Children,
raho.
be safe.
Khush raho.
Thank you, Isha,
Khush raho.
Ma'am,
and your
we
team.
have to announce the quiz winners for today, for
Go
the
ahead.
Teachers' Day. And we have one runner up and one winner. So,
Lovely.
announcing the runner up first, which is Krishano Chakraborty.
Wonderful.
Congratulations. We all clap for him.
All clap for
We
Krishna.
all clap.
And who's the winner? And the winner is
And the winner is Dipshri Rajput.
Wow. Okay, friends, children, this is your certificate. You can download it and keep it with you. It's been a very nice session. So I've given you some lot of homework for the future, right? I'm sure you keep this all in mind. Thank you
Yes,
all.
ma'am.
Bye bye once again. Happy Teachers Day.
Bye, ma'am.
Okay,
Bye.
bye,
Happy
ma'am.
Teachers
Thank
Day.
you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Happy Teachers Day again.
Bye, ma'am. Happy Teachers Day, ma'am.
Yes.
Bye, ma'am.
On the occasion of one sec. Ma'am, all of them yesterday, along with Prakriti, they have done a small skit on the challenges that teachers face today during online while taking online sessions. So they've done a 3-4 minute skit, ma'am. I will play and we can close with that, ma'am.
Please go ahead.
And I want to thank.
You
Yes,
play,
ma'am.
you play and forward it to me.
Yes, ma'am. I'll do that, ma'am. And I
You
want to
play that.
thank Manogna, Sonakshi, Divyanshi for helping us with the quiz, and Prakriti for the skit. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Lovely.
Thank you, Hannah, ma'am.
Thank you. We
Thank
till
you,
we meet
everyone.
again, and we'll
Yes,
watch the script. And the
yes.
last clip I will tweet because that was great. Last clip of the poem of Achata. I think that was a wonder one. So you can see yourself on the Twitter, all of you. Okay, bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Happy Teachers' Day.
Yes, same to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Happy Teachers Day.
बच्चे जय
Happy
धारी
Teachers Day, ma'am.
खुश रहो
Bye, ma'am.
बाय बेटा खुश रहो
How are you?
Ma'am, how are you?
I'm fine.
I'm fine, ma'am.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am.
What is wrong with the rest of your classmates? Why haven't they turned on their videos?
Bye, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, Arush.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Krishanu. You're wearing your school uniform today? Seems like you're missing school a
Yes,
lot.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm at school a lot. I also had a dream on it last night.
Are you really wearing your pants?
Yes, ma'am. I'm wearing.
Good, good. Today we will be. What is this, Arush? Are you playing games during the class?
No, ma'am. Might have been a mistake. Maybe
But
just
your
saw
share
something
screen
else.
said otherwise.
Uh,
Today we will be starting a new chapter, which is called prepositions.
Ma'am, I can't see you. You are freezing. It is a black screen, ma'am.
yes, ma'am. Your voice is breaking.
Can't see you, ma'am.
Ma'am, can't see you. It is a black screen.
Can't hear you, ma'am. Can't hear you, ma'am.
We can't hear
Ma'am,
you.
Can
can't
you
hear
hear me
you.
now?
Ma'am,
Now am
no,
I
ma'am.
audible?
Ma'am,
No,
can't
ma'am.
hear
Your
you,
voice
ma'am.
is breaking.
Can't hear you, ma'am.
Okay,
Maybe
okay. I'll try to leave and join back in. I'll try to leave. Okay. Guys, ma'am left the
Hey, ma'am.
meeting.
Hey, ma'am,
Ma'am
gone,
left the
ma'am, gone.
meeting. So
Ma'am,
what's
gone.
up, guys?
Coming, ma'am, home. We will party, we will party. Come, come, come.
Okay. Send me your address. We'll go there.
Now am I audible clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Who can tell me what are prepositions? We've done this last year. Who knows what are prepositions? Fine. Archita, can you, looking at the slide at least, can you tell me what are prepositions? Archita, unmute your mic. What was that sound, Archita? What was wrong with that?
Sorry, ma'am.
Were you in the
Accidentally turned
washroom
mic on.
in the middle of the
Sorry.
class?
Really sorry, ma'am.
Arush, what background have you put? What? Remove it, both of you.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
I gave you some homework last class. Did you do that?
Ma'am,
Adriana,
really?
that?
Ma'am, I left my homework at my home.
Arish, aren't you already home? How can you have forgotten your homework at home when you're already home?
Ma'am, my brother tore my homework out. Easy. Ma'am,
Oh my God. Yeah, fine, Krishanu. I understand your brother ate your homework, tore your homework.
And ma'am, actually my dog eated my homework.
Archita, have you done your homework?
yes, ma'am. I have done it. I will submit in some time itself,
Krishanu,
ma'am.
what is wrong? Krishanu and Subhojit? What are you talking about? What is so funny? Can the rest of us laugh too? Subhojit, are you eating? Are you eating in class?
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. I'm very sorry, ma'am.
Adya, can you answer the question for me? Can you answer the question I asked Archita?
Ma'am, actually,
Ma'am, I guess she
Adya?
has some network issues.
Adya, can you hear me?
What are you doing, Adya?
Adya, I know. Yeah, I know you're not frozen. Subhojit, can you answer the same question for me, please?
Ma'am, the answer is
Ma'am, I think he has network problems.
Fine. We'll continue tomorrow. Class is over for today. I am done with all of you. I'm
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, so
Thank you.
much. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much,
Today
ma'am.
was
Bye.
seriously a challenge.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
ma'am. Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Bye,
Bye,
Goodbye.
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
You all are so naughty. Children, that's
Yes, ma'am.
naughty. That's naughty. You're forgetting teachers are also mummies. They know everything. But have lots of fun and have a lot of regard and respect for your teachers, but have lots of fun. That was so naughty. But khush raho and keep learning. Keep moving ahead. But
Yes, ma'am. Thank
keep
you.
keep the spirit
Thank
of
you,
fun
ma'am.
there. Keep the spirit of fun and naughtiness and keep it always there with you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you,
And
ma'am.
Subhajit,
Yes,
do
ma'am.
that again.
Ma'am,
Do
what?
that again. Do that again. That voice cracking. What was that?
Hey,
Who did that?
ma'am, I only did that. Ma'am, ma'am, I did it like that. Mm, ma'am, the answer. Ma'am, like that.
That's that actually looked like it. And Adya, bache, Adya got frozen.
Yes, sir.
And Deepshri को teacher बनाया.
Yes, ma'am.
You all gave her a tough time. But how innovative. Naughty. Very sweet and very naughty.
Thank you, ma'am.
But खूब सीखो. Enjoy your class. Enjoy your online. And have lots of
Sana
fun.
ma'am, the research says that actually all these really happen in the classes.
Yes.
It happens with fifth grade to 12th grade to even college students. The same thing happens. And I've seen
Yes.
it from my own eyes. And this is a little concept created by Prakriti and her classmates when they were in 12th.
Yes.
And this actually happened and they were just noting down कि रोज क्या क्या होता है and यही सब होता है class में.
But जो हमारे teachers हैं वो भी mummies हैं. So they also take it in the right spirit.
Yeah.
They also enjoy the journey with you.
Yes,
They're
it's just a
also
note to
taking
the
it.
teachers.
Yes, of course they know.
Wonderful job that they do.
Yes,
Yes.
and with the patience that our teachers show, it's amazing.
Absolutely.
But you all are so sweet. Naughty. You ate the homework, you little pudding. But they made you, you ate the homework. Oh, they made you eat the homework. आपके ऊपर डाल दिया अब होमवर्क आ गए नहीं he saying no नहीं खाया मिट्ठू देखो क्या बोला है उन्होंने चलो खुश रहो हेलो मिट्ठू जय धारी माँ मिट्ठू जय धारी माँ चलो
Thank
खुश
you,
रहो
everyone. Thank you, Sana
थैंक
ma'am.
यू और
Happy
ऐसे
Teachers Day to all the teachers who are watching us.
yes and happy teachers day to the teachers and ऐसे ही हंसते खेलते रहना खुश रहना enjoy the process of education but keep the spirit always have fun खुश रहो बस खूब खूब मस्ती करो अच्छी वाली खूब मस्ती करो
Thank you, ma'am.
take care lots of love
Thank
lots
you,
of love
everyone.
bless you Bless you.
Bye.
Ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Day once
Bye,
again.
Mittu.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, bacha. Take care.
Bye, ma'am.
Lots of love.